At the time of recording this video, many players are leveling up and hitting level 50 on their character, and possibly on multiple characters. Well, when you hit level 50, what happens? Do you get a pat on the back? Do you get a ridiculous mount? Or are the changes very minimal? Well, when you hit level 50 in ESO, you unlock champion point levels, and if this is your first time getting to level 50, this will be the first time you see the champion point screen. But once you unlock this, many players are left with the question of, what do I do next? Do I go do harder dungeons? Do I keep questing? Do I get my in-game gear? Well, in this video today, I'm going to show you exactly what to do at level 50. Thank you again to all my patrons and YouTube members. I'll have more on that at the end of the video of how you can join. If you aren't familiar with my YouTube channel, I do a series called the Beginner Series where I have taken a character from level 1 to level 50 and explain tips and tricks along the way, explain all my decisions on what skills I pick, how I set up my bar, and what quests I do, etc. This is the final episode of the series, and I'm going to graduate you to level 50 and beyond. Like I said, when you hit level 50, you are left with, okay, what's next? What I want you to make sure that you do is to go to your Undaunted enclave of your respective alliance and go into the intro quest for the pledges. When you hit level 45, you should have received a letter to a pledge to the Undaunted. This will give you some experience and allow you to start the pledges up. The Undaunted Enclave is located in multiple locations. There are 3, one for each alliance. I'm at the one for the Ebonheart Pact right now in Mournhold, which is in Deshawn. For the Eldermere Dominion, it will be in Grotwood and be in Eldenroot. For the Daggerfall Covenant, it will be in Stormhaven and it will be in Wayrest. This is what the icon looks like right there, Undaunted Enclave. These are some of the biggest things that you can start doing at level 45 and level 50 because they will be daily dungeon quests that will give you Undaunted keys. You'll be doing these on normal because vet won't come until you're a little bit of a higher level. So the amount of keys that you will get per character a day is 3. However, do not use these keys because you want to make sure that you are CP 160 before you use any of these keys for these coffers, because it will not drop at the highest level gear if you're not CP 160. These keys though are spent at these vendors like you see here for the monster shoulder pieces of the 2-piece monster sets that you see in all of these in-game builds usually. This is how you get the shoulder, and so to get the helm you have to do the corresponding dungeon on vet, which you won't do yet at 50. You'll do it around CP 200, CP 250 or so. I would say that the Undaunted pledges are one of the biggest things to prioritize when you're 50. That way you will have the keys saved up by the time you hit CP 160 and you can start working on your in-game monster set build. These are great ways to also learn dungeons as well. The next crucial thing to know to do at level 50 is skill point acquisition. So this can be done in a lot of ways, but you're going to start needing skill points. If this is your first character and you want them to be on your main, you will see the crafting lines take a lot of points. You'll see here my character is level 46 on the EU server, about 2 or 3 more dungeons in the Anniversary Jubilee event, and I will be level 50, but you'll see I only have about 11 skill points available at level 46, and I have some of my skills. I don't really have many passives yet, but I do have my skills that I need. But you'll see here in the crafting line that we have a bunch of skill points that can be used for these lines, and so you really need to start prioritizing getting skill points. You can get these by doing main quests and zones. That's some of the best ways to get them in my opinion. You can also do public dungeon multiplayer events in each one because these will also give a guaranteed skill point every time you do the multiplayer event in the public dungeon. You can get these from doing PvP. You can get these from collecting sky shards all throughout the zone. And one of the other great ways is doing the dungeon quests in dungeons, because the first time you complete a dungeon quest on your character, you will get a skill point for that dungeon. These are going to be crucial for you in the end game, and a lot of players rush to 50 and then they get to CP 160 and they don't have enough skill points for their build. So make sure you are collecting these after level 50. I mean, do it when you're playing to level 50, but when you get to level 50, they become even more important. The next major thing that you need to do at 50 is to continue doing your daily crafting and your routines. So for crafting, that just means to continue doing your research. So like, your research tab here, and continue leveling these lines up by refining or deconstructing items, because this is going to be important for writs and many other in-game things that we talk about in other guides here in the channel. When it comes to your routines, that could just be your stable upgrades here, getting your mount speed up, and doing like daily random dungeons to get the materials and the transmute crystals and the experience. The next thing you can do is to continue doing antiquities, okay? I talked about this in one of my early beginner series videos, but Antiquities are one of the best ways to make money in the early game and just throughout the whole game. And it's great because you're gonna start being able to get some of the most powerful item sets in the game, mythic items. So don't stop doing these because they are fantastic. And if you wanna watch all my beginner series episodes, I'll have a playlist down below in the description. Along with Antiquities, you can do daily quests. These quests are especially good for earning motifs and earning gold as well. Daily quests have blue icons above them and are in expansion and DLC zones. These are going to have you kill world bosses, delves, and do other tasks. Motifs are how you look cool in this game, okay? So if you look at your collections here and you go to your outfit styles, I don't have a lot on the EU server, but these are the motifs, right? On my main account for NA, I've got a ton of motifs unlocked, but this is how you look cool in ESO, and the furnishing recipes can sell for a lot as well, and you can get item sets for that zone from those daily quests. The next thing you can do at level 50 is continue questing. This is a big one, and one that I would recommend that you definitely do. Quests in this game are actually good, and they give you, like I said before, a lot of skill points. I wouldn't skip this because you are going to need these, like I said. If anything, try to complete a couple zones or a few expansion storylines because that will supplement you with some solid amounts of skill points for the end game. And then there is champion point grinding, okay? Champion point grinding is what you will essentially be doing over time after you get your first character level 50. These are the points that you will need to get that are going to help you become more powerful, do more damage, sustain better, and many other things. These are also going to allow you to do harder content. The first goal with this is hitting CP 160. That way at that level you can get gear to drop at the highest level for the rest of the game. And then you can start doing raids, or they are called trials in ESO. So what that means is you do not want to start doing these at level 50, okay? What these look like are these little dungeon icons, but they have like the little skull above them right here. So you see it, this is a Maw Vlorkaj. So you don't want to do these at level 50, but you want to get to CP 160 so you can start doing these on normal. But then once you get to CP 160, your next goal is to hit around 200 to 250 CP because that's when you can start doing some vet dungeons. And then after that, you're going to be going for 300 CP plus, and that will allow you to basically do anything in the game. You're still going to want to be a little bit higher to do some vet DLC dungeons and definitely vet trials, but those are your goals with CP. So if you're leveling CP right now, you should check out my complete mid-game guide up here in the cards. This takes you from level 50 to CP 300 and explains the basics of the mid-game of ESO for you. But thank you again to my patrons and my YouTube members. The way you can join that is down in the description. You can also watch me live, twitch.tv/brahwegotthis, Tuesday through Friday. You can check out our Discord and our website at brahwegotthis.com. All of that's in the description, but make sure to check out my other videos in the channel that can help you out. Just remember to have faith, be great, and I'll see you on ESO.